Hello and welcome to the 2006 Rewind. This is where we look at films from 2006 that are turning 20 years old here in 2026. Just 2 weeks left in 2006 before we jump back another 5 years to 2001. But before we get out of here, it is the 20th anniversary of Daniel Craig's first turn as James Bond. That's right. Casino Royale, one of the big releases of 2006. This saw Daniel Craig take over from Pierce Brosnan. His final film had been in 2002, 4 years prior. This one, the first time that they made a serious attempt on Casino Royale, but not the first Casino Royale film. In the 60s, we actually had a version of Casino Royale that was not done by the Broccoli family and not part of the more serious James Bond series. It starred David Niven, in fact, as James Bond, something of a parody. Woody Allen shows up in that movie. Peter Sellers shows up in that movie. So you can kind of get a feel. It's supposed to be funny. And ironically for me, I have seen all of the James Bond films now. I actually caught up on all the ones that I hadn't seen this year. Casino Royale, this version is my favorite James Bond of all time. A really great stark start for Daniel Craig's Bond, but also a jumping off point for James Bond. You see him committing the kills that earn him 00 status and going through. I really enjoy Mads Mikkelsen in here as kind of the primary antagonist, Lashif. Eva Green, very good as Vesper Lynd, and that's something that carried as a through line through all five of Craig's Bond films. We get the great Judi Dench here as M. She had done the Pierce Brosnan run, but we also get finally some consistency in the form of Felix Leiter as played by Jeffrey Wright, as opposed to having rotating actors all the time, and Wright a good foil here. This one, a lot of action, very well put together by Martin Campbell, who had actually done Goldeneye to kick off Pierce Brosnan's run as James Bond. A very good shot. But as I mentioned, not the first time they had done Casino Royale. And actually, I think the worst James Bond is that first Casino Royale. So to me, there is a little bit of symmetry that Casino Royale, both the best and worst of James Bond. But I really love this film, turning 20 years old. If you haven't revisited some of Craig's Bond films in a while, it's worth diving back in, starting with this gem in Casino Royale. That's it for the Rewind this week. I'll be back with one last hit from 2006, my actually favorite film of that year.